Hello everyone. I'm Muhittin from Istanbul Technical University. Today I'm going to talk about a little bit maritime education and training programs and decision analysis proposal to strengthen industrial compliance with A&P technique. So let's start with introduction and abstract. Our abstract was the maritime educational program is really important for industrial tendencies has recently become a challenging issue, especially in recent years. Actually, there's an international convention like STCW, Standards Training Certification and Watchkeeping for Seafarers, but it's so important to reconsider the qualifications in terms of the industrial compliance. So this paper illustrates the STCW code, table I3/2, like chief engineers and second engineers competencies with the prioritization with A&P. Is introduction maritime transportation is a really important for global trade, linking manufacturers and consumers in the worldwide. So especially in the next years, in the recent years, there will be the need the skill set and training requirements for the shipping industry in like immediate, medium, and long term, and they will be different from the now. The mandatory minimum requirements for the chief engineers and second engineer is defined in the STCW code table R3/2 in the some functions like management level, like controlling, like electronic and control management, etc. Nevertheless, it's crucial to re-evaluate, to appreciate qualification standards and file expectations together. So we use the A&P technique to prioritize them, and we some have suggestions for maritime stakeholders and maritime industry as well. In first of all, the literature review, there will be a lot of studies about the STCW and prioritizations and maritime education and training as well, and you will see this some 3 or 4 studies, but there's a huge studies in the literature. And the first study is about the assessing the technology self-efficacy of maritime structures. It was about the simulators and like computers in the trainings and for maritime stakeholders. There's a lot of also featured skills requirements analysis in the maritime industry, and it's a good example. There is a capabilities are divided into titles such as social, personal, and technological, and these are also examined. But there's a lot of studies, yes, correct, but there is no any studies, and it will be the good study like A&P technique and prioritization of the competencies in the STCW. So we will do that. And objective is it is so crucial to re-evaluate and appreciate qualification standards between the on the other end and the academic industry, and other end industry compliance. So we will see the STCW code and we will see the prioritization. Our methodology was, as I taught, was A&P. We used the SuperDigits software program, and you'll see this clusters. There's a 4 cluster like function A, B, C, D, and I will explain what are they and what their meaning. For the A&P technique, as you know, we needed the experts from the maritime. We used in the expert totally 30 experts we talked about, and their background was very different because we needed to get a different idea. So we used the like ship owning and operating company experts, maritime researchers, professional seafarers such as chief engineer, second and third engineer, etc. Totally, as I mentioned, we talked and interviewed with 30 experts. And here you will see the table 1, 2, 3, 4, and the function ABCD. And these are the competencies and the functions in the STCW, as I mentioned. For example, function A is marine engineering at the management level, function B, electrical, electronic, and control engineering at the management level, etc. And you will see the code like A1, A2, A3, and A4, and also B1, B3, blah, blah, etc. And finally, you will see the D5 code, A1 to D5. There is the function A, and this code, like A1, is the one competency, and A2 is second competency, etc. And you also showed this, and you now understand, I hope, this function A, B, C, D are the 4 clusters, like functions, and these nodes, A1, A2, A3, and A4, etc., are competencies. So you see our results, like limiting values, normalized values, and their percentage, and also code. For one, like A1 is limiting value and normalized value, and A1's percentage I will talk about the next. Our limitations was we just examined the STCW A3/2 because we needed to we need to study with chief engineers and second engineer, but it would be the like STCW table A3, A4, A1, and they would be the really good study. And I hope in the next studies, in the next literature studies, it will be the next SDC, the tables. It will be really good. Our conclusion, I will show you and I will explain this table. This paper identified the priorities of the competencies under the functions. The result indicate that operation, surveillance, performance assessment, and maintaining safety of propulsion plants and auxiliary machine is, as you see, 38%. Like we will see that A3, as you can see, is really good in the cluster A. It was the first. And manage operation of electrical and electronic control equipment competency in cluster B is first. Ensure safe working practices in cluster C was the first. And finally, in the cluster D, as a monitor and control compliance with legislative requirements and measures to ensure safety of life at sea was the 35%. The outcomes of this study can be utilized as a decision aid for designing the education and training program to strengthen the industrial compliance and conformity. By moreover, for setting and planning of the general priority within training centers, we hope that. Thank you for your listening. If you have any questions, I'm here.
Thank you very much, Muhittin.
You're welcome.
Any question from our audiences? Well, thank you, Muhittin. What I enjoyed about your work is it's really a good example for to show the power of the AHP, because there are many important criteria in your work. I took some notes like safe working practices, safety of life at sea. These are all the things that are important in this education, but you cannot measure them by using the numbers. So you were able to compare them by using AHP.
No, we used AMP method.
Sorry, ANP. Yeah, ANP. Yes,
Yeah,
AHP
yeah,
was in the previous talk
that's
from
previous.
Mehmet. I just confused. Yes, it's ANP.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for your contribution to this conference.
You're
I
welcome.
think